Ever wondered how minor confrontations spiral into chaotic clashes with law enforcement?
You're hurting me. Please.
Stand up and walk, then.
You're hurting me. Let go of me.
In a series of dramatic incidents, a Karen resisting a search warrant escalates tensions with police, resulting in obstruction charges despite officers' efforts to manage the situation calmly. Meanwhile, an angry passenger named Jacqueline disrupts a flight over a seating dispute, leading to her arrest after a series of heated exchanges with airline staff and police. These scenarios underscore the volatile nature of confrontational encounters and the challenges faced by law enforcement in maintaining order and safety. On the 30th of March 2022, police responded to a distress call at a Florida Walmart, where a woman named Brandy was reportedly threatening people with a brick. Upon arrival, officers found her wielding a stolen pocket knife. Despite repeated commands to drop the weapon, Brandy remained defiant, seemingly unaware of the imminent threat posed by the officer's firearm and taser. In such circumstances, the officer was authorized to use necessary force to subdue her and protect bystanders. Brandy's refusal to comply posed a significant risk to both the officer and civilians, highlighting the challenging nature of law enforcement encounters.
Put it down. Drop it. Drop the knife.
In the aftermath of the confrontation at the Florida Walmart, backup officers arrived, providing a crucial moment for the primary officer to transition from his firearm to a taser, a less lethal option. With the added support, they successfully subdued Brandy, who was discovered to be under the influence of methamphetamine. Her extensive criminal history, coupled with the severity of the incident, resulted in additional charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This event underscores the dangers of substance abuse and the complexities faced by law enforcement in managing such situations effectively. The situation intensifies as the individual refuses to comply with the search warrant, escalating into a heated confrontation with law enforcement. However, the officers swiftly take control of the situation, ensuring that the disruption doesn't escalate further, ultimately bringing a sense of relief to the restaurant patrons witnessing the scene unfold.
Okay, Brandy, put your cup down and turn around. Ma'am?
Let go of me. You let go of me. Let go of me. Let go of me.
The tense standoff between the individual and law enforcement continues to escalate as the person adamantly resists cooperation, resulting in a charge of obstruction. Despite attempts to reason with the individual, their defiance persists, marked by verbal outbursts and accusations. As the situation grows increasingly volatile, officers maintain control while ensuring the safety of all parties involved. The scene reflects the ongoing challenges faced by law enforcement in managing confrontational encounters and maintaining public order.
Stop! You're hurting me.
Walk, then.
You're hurting me. Damn it! Let go of me.
No, ma'am, you're under arrest.
For what?
Obstruction.
I didn't obstruct anything. You're hurting me.
The tension escalates as the individual continues to resist the officer's directives during a search, claiming it's akin to an arrest without cause. Despite attempts to explain the situation, the person's defiance persists, resulting in additional charges like obstruction of justice. As officers maintain their composure and assert their authority, the scene underscores the challenges law enforcement faces in managing confrontational encounters while upholding legal procedures.
That is not my iPad. That you're taking someone else's property.
I hear what you're saying.
Let me read the search warrant.
That would be great. You want to read it?
As the search concludes with the woman allowed to depart, she expresses grievances, alleging injury and trauma inflicted by the officers. Despite her claims, it remains uncertain whether she faces charges stemming from the incident. In this unexpected encounter, an officer pulls over a woman in a truck for a broken taillight, expecting a routine interaction. However, the situation takes a surprising turn when the woman nonchalantly reveals that her truck has been hit and she's on the hunt for a replacement bed. Despite the legality issues stemming from the damaged taillight, her calm demeanor and matter-of-fact attitude create an intriguing and slightly humorous scenario, leaving both the officer and viewers intrigued by her casual approach to the situation.
License insurance on you?
I've driven it up here ever since it's been like this.
How long ago has it been like that?
Probably about 6 months.
In the midst of a routine traffic stop, the officer encountered a driver admitting to driving with a busted taillight for months, bracing for potential consequences. Excuses filled the air, but the officer remained firm. Acknowledging a patrol car's faulty headlight, the officer maintained authority. As he retreated to process the situation, a delicate balance between enforcement and empathy hung palpably in the air, emblematic of the complex dynamics of law enforcement interactions.
All right, Miss Hamill, since you informed me that you've had that for 6 months,
I mean, my brother's looking for it.
can you at least get the light?
I don't know if I can get the light. They've got lights on them, don't they? They do have lights in them, and they do work.
Well, it's broken.
A seemingly straightforward situation quickly escalates as the driver adamantly refuses to sign an $80 citation for a fixable taillight issue. Despite the officer's insistence, tension mounts as the driver adamantly refuses to comply with orders to step out of the vehicle. The exchange teeters on the brink of confrontation, symbolic of the fine line between cooperation and defiance in law enforcement encounters.
Step out.
No, I'm not. No, I am
305,
not.
303. Do not take off.
Shut up and give me that, and I'll sign it.
Step out.
No.
We're beyond that.
You want me
Step
to-
out.
The traffic stop transforms into a pursuit as the driver attempts to evade the officer, prompting a radio call for assistance. The stakes soar as fleeing suspects are perceived as potentially armed and dangerous, leading to escalated charges, including eluding an officer. What began as a simple $80 citation now morphs into a difficult situation, highlighting the rapid escalation inherent in law enforcement encounters.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
I am not. You better leave me.
Put your hands behind your
Leave
back!
me alone.
Put your hands behind your back!
No.
Now!
The officer tends to the woman's taser wounds, attempting to comprehend her irrational actions. Despite his efforts to reason with her, her explanations remain nonsensical, highlighting a disconnect between her actions and logical consequences. As he awaits EMS, her defiance persists, revealing a resistance to acknowledge the severity of her situation.
What do you think you can go driving around and get away with like that?
Got 3 Kingfisher, because I'm going through Kingfisher right now to go to Loyal.
You break the law in cash and we're going to enforce it.
Yeah. You did this. You did not have to taser me.
You wouldn't comply, you wouldn't get out, and then you tried to kick me. So
Why?
yes, I did.
The situation escalates further as the woman's resistance leads to felony charges of assault on a police officer and resisting arrest, underscoring the gravity of her actions. This tense encounter serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences when individuals fail to comply with law enforcement directives. Meanwhile, anticipation builds for another unfolding scenario involving an entitled individual challenging police authority, hinting at further dramatic confrontations ahead. On December 31, 2021, Jacqueline found herself embroiled in a dispute aboard an aircraft after allegedly being assigned the wrong seat. Refusing to comply with crew instructions, she adamantly refuses to move, causing all passengers to be deplaned. Jacqueline's frustration stems from being given a middle seat instead of the aisle seat she requested, vehemently asserting that it's not her problem. The altercation underscores the potential for minor inconveniences to escalate into disruptive confrontations, impacting both passengers and airline staff.
I got a plane for the aisle seat. They gave me an E, which is a middle seat. That is not what I paid for.
Aquiline adamantly asserts her rights and demands to be heard, refusing to comply with instructions to sit down. Despite attempts to reason with her, she remains defiant, questioning her removal from the plane and demanding clarification on her actions. As law enforcement tries to defuse the situation, Jacqueline insists on understanding the rationale behind her denial and requests validation of her interactions on board.
Dude, who's paying for my ticket?
You're gonna have to, you got refunded.
I don't live here. I don't know anyone here. If anything, I need to get a ride back to New York. you better get me a flight back to New York.
Jacqueline's frustration boils over as she vehemently protests her treatment, refusing to accept Delta's offered solutions after being denied service. Despite attempts by law enforcement to reason with her, she remains unyielding, insisting on her entitlement to an aisle seat and demanding refunds. As the situation deteriorates, Jacqueline's outbursts lead to a confrontation with officers, resulting in her being handcuffed to prevent further escalation. Despite repeated warnings, her resistance continues, culminating in her arrest. The incident underscores the potential consequences of disruptive behavior, highlighting the challenges faced by both airline staff and law enforcement in managing such situations.
Let's go, let's go. Do
I
not
don't live in Utah.
Get off me!
Go, go, go,
I
go, go.
walk with this child! Get off me! Get off me!
stop resisting.
Jacqueline adopts an aggressive stance, resisting her detainment and resorting to verbal abuse and racial slurs towards the officers. Her refusal to cooperate escalates further as she attempts to escape, prompting a struggle with officers. Amidst the chaos, her erratic behavior culminates in her arrest, underscoring the consequences of her actions. The incident highlights the challenges faced by law enforcement in managing volatile situations while maintaining professionalism and ensuring public safety.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting! Leave me alone!
Hey, we're gonna get you into this car. Sit first. Walk ahead. And buckle you in. Wrist. Look, see the others? I'm fitting mine.
Officers strive to maintain control and guide Jacqueline into the patrol car, emphasizing the importance of compliance. Despite their efforts, Jacqueline continues to resist, expressing confusion and defiance. Eventually, she is taken into custody and later pleads guilty to assault on a police officer, with other charges dropped. The intensity of the situation underscores the challenges faced by law enforcement in managing volatile encounters while ensuring safety and upholding the law. So that's all for today's video. If you like it, click the like and bell buttons. We'll have another video for you soon. Take care until then.